What's up everybody, Lust here. We're going to be going over committee defender bonuses and how they affect defender spawn speed and enemy defender spawn speed. Before we get to that though, I want to mention some stuff that we have on the forums. Here you'll see Harlem's confirming that sniper towers dealing explosive damage is not working. If you read my post above, you'll also see that I did some tests in regards to the spawn speed near wonders and how that's not working either. We didn't get confirmation, but based on the chart that I'm going to be showing at the end of this video, you can see for yourself it's not working. Additionally here, we have an explanation of exactly how defender spawn speed is going to work. This is going to be game changing. Reason why I say that is you can see that it says that the Acropolis 22% is going to stack with the committee bonus defender spawn speed near wonders 20% for a total of 42% passive defender spawn speed. Now you cannot multiple stack the wonders 20%. For instance, you can't have a fort and a forbidden city side by side and get 40%, but it will stack with the Acropolis. That's huge. Moving on, let's take a look at the chart I created. Up at the top, you'll see some notations. Written in red, 3% from battle stations in defensive library is not added. If it's completed on the defender base, you'll need to deduct 1 second from the time on the chart. Below that in blue, it says 15% from mobilized drone. If equipped on a defender base, then deduct 9 seconds from the chart while the drone is active only. Then lastly, the purple writing, if only red cloud is used in defender council and not Guan Yu or vice versa, then add 6 seconds to the chart. The reason why that would be is if you wanted to get the defender attack speed committee buff, you're not going to be able to have red cloud and Guan Yu activated at the same time. Okay, let's explain how to read this chart now. Along the top, you're going to see EDST in 10% increments, starting at 80% all the way up to 180% enemy defender spawn time. Along the left, going down, you'll see defender spawn time starting at 80%, and that will also go all the way up to 180% defender spawn time. So, for ease of numbers, let's look at the very first row and the first column. Typically, a bunker has 60 seconds for a heavy tank to spawn. If an attacker has 80% EDST in his museum, and a defender has 80% DST in his museum, you have to assume that the bunkers are going to be under an Acropolis for plus 22%, the Alliance perk, which will give another 10%, and that he'll have Guan and Red active in his War Council for an additional 18%. Keep in mind that 18% is based off from a blue rare quality counselor. Some people may have epics or legendaries, but it's not going to throw off the number by much, maybe 1 second. So I think 18% is a fair value for us to put for that, just so we could read a chart and have an idea. Now you'll notice that right there on line 10, it says no committee bonus. That means a heavy tank will spawn every 30 seconds. And the reason for that is, even though both have 80% in their museums, the defender has an additional 50%, which means the spawn time is reduced by 50%. 60 seconds, half of that is 30 seconds. Here's where it gets interesting. After the committee buff is fixed for defender speed near wonders, that's going to add an extra 20% passive bonus. Meaning instead of a 30 second spawn time, it's going to mean heavy tanks are going to spawn every 18 seconds. If a defender and an attacker has the same exact spawn time in their museums. Even more so if the defender has 3% from battle stations. Remember what I wrote up there at the top in red. So you're going to deduct 1 more second, which drops it down to 17 second spawn. And if they have a mobilized drone, forget it. You're almost at the cap of 10 seconds per spawn while the drone is active. Now you could look at the various combinations here to try to figure out exactly how your war museum will match up against another person's war museum. We can take, say somebody has 140% EDST, right? You're going to follow that column down and pretend a defender has 100% DST. So you're going to follow that column down for 140% down to the green, and you'll see that now that attacker increased the spawn time of the defender up to 54 seconds or 42 seconds once the committee buff is fixed. This is really big news for defenders and how museums are going to be built. You're not going to have to rely so much on defender spawn time as a defender. Meanwhile, an attacker is going to have to push more enemy defender spawn time just so he doesn't get swarmed by enemy defenders. And then you'll see here the additional DST charts. And I'm just going to let you guys look at them, but that's going to wrap up my video. Hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions, you could reach out to me on Discord or the forums. Take care, guys.
It's caught in the crossfire.